We train basic training here, so we provide the required skills necessary to become a successful CBP officer.
That is not what we want you to do. We want you to go from an ear to an ear.
My goal for every single training that comes through here is to be successful at the academy, but most importantly, that means having the skills, tools, techniques, and knowledge to successfully do the job. We have an 89-day program. We have a vast amount of different training and different disciplines that are learned here.
Elbows in, eyes up, hands protecting your face.
We provide the required skills necessary to become a successful CBP officer while recognizing people bring all sorts of different experiences and backgrounds with them. So it obviously adds to the benefit of having a very diverse class with very diverse backgrounds. We have people coming here right out of college, as well as people with a long military history or previous law enforcement. We get people, some have zero experience in law enforcement, and this might be their first real career that they've experienced. What we really need is people with self-discipline and internal motivation to work hard and to put forth 110% effort all the time.
My vehicle seized. Is everything in my vehicle seized?
And carry themselves in the utmost professional way.
I have zero tolerance for unprofessional conduct. If you fail to act appropriately while you're here, we will send you home. Tracking?
Yeah. We do a very rigorous process to select our instructors here to get some of the best CBP officers we have in the country. We get CBP officers from all different diverse backgrounds and different skill sets. We put a lot of expectations on our instructors, and part of that is not just to train and give them the skills and tools and techniques necessary to be successful. It's also to motivate the trainees to perform at their highest level possible. And ensuring a safe and secure training environment is absolutely critical. For someone to prepare to come to the academy, really we can break it down to three main principles. One, be in good physical condition. Two is to have an understanding and awareness of what the CBP mission is and want to be part of that.
See right here the little bundles?
Number three is to show up with the right mindset.
Inside shuffle!
Inside shuffle.
Be motivated.
CBP 502, first of all.
Be ready to put in 110% and we'll take care of the rest.
All right, the first thing that we're going to be doing is going to be getting your BMI, your weight, put your socks inside the shoes.
A career in law enforcement is a very challenging thing, both physically and mentally. On the physical side of things, obviously it's a physically demanding job.
You want to come in here in the best shape that you can, because once you have the physical fitness side taken care of, the rest you can focus more of your time and energy on.
We have stringent physical requirements for physical fitness. That's one of the first and foremost things.
Once you step out from the scale, you're going to put your socks and shoes back on, and you're going to start stretching out for your 220-yard distance.
Just took the fitness graduation standard today. It's a physical fitness test. This is the first to kind of get an assessment of where we're at. It consists of a 220-yard sprint in under 45 seconds. 30.5. Max push-ups, at least 24 in under 60 seconds.
Stay at a high plank. 30 seconds remaining.
And a 1.5 mile run in under 15 minutes.
Go.
With the sprint as an example, there might be a situation where another officer needs assistance, roughly 200 yards away, and the difference between 45 seconds and 25 seconds could be life or death.
13:39 for 8. Good job, sir.
It was pretty tough. I came in a pretty good fitness level, and the first two took more out of me than I thought.
When they arrive on day one, we do sort of introduce a bit of stress to sort of wake them up to the next 4 months.
On your feet! On your feet! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! On your feet!
You having a good time, sir? Not paying attention?
The academy is predicated on discipline, that required discipline to be a federal law enforcement officer.
My job here is to command your troops!
That really is just the opening door to the discipline that we instill through the course of their time
You
here.
are ready! That you are presentable! Have a seat! On your feet!
They just want to see that You're able to follow simple instructions. If it's get out of the classroom, stand up, sit down, you know, look to your right, look to your left.
You better show me that you understand and then you can follow instructions. Session at 10. Ha! Oh, God!
They want to put you under pressure right away. They want to see how you're going to deal with the pressure because everybody deals with pressure differently.
We were outside and they started yelling at us, and you know, you're standing like this in formation, not knowing what to expect. Get down, stand up, move. They're like, what am I getting myself into?
It allows even us as trainees to get more time with the instructor's training.
It lends the professionalism and the discipline that they have whenever they leave here, which is really a very critical piece.
Oh! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Academy!
Drill and ceremony is fairly unique to us here on this campus. We're one of the few agencies that actually do it.
Attention!
They go through approximately 16 hours of drill and ceremony training, plus all the practice they get doing that as well.
Drill and ceremony gives you more of a command presence. It allows you to understand the importance of paying attention to detail, listening to those around you, listening to commands.
And it creates a sense of teamwork, unit identity within the sessions.
They typically march from class to class, as well as carry their guidons, which bear their specific session number.
They march constantly, they march everywhere. Anytime they have to move from one class to another, they form up in a formation and they march from one building to the other.
This campus is quite large, and they can cover some serious distance in the time that they're here.
As a class, we come in all different civilian clothes, different parts of the country, but then the next day when we all show up in the same uniform, it kind of brings together the team aspect.
Point, let's go. First cardinal safety. Retrieve every weapon like it's loaded. Never point anything you intend to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Know your target and be on it. All right, very good, guys.
Throughout the 89 days of training here, an extensive amount of time is focused on firearms training, and we're continually trying to evolve that training to match the evolution of threats in the field.
Just like that. Again. Trigger reset, and back out.
The firearms instructors here are top-notch. They really stress the importance that, you know, this is a law enforcement academy.
We provide them with a baseline. So everybody that comes here, regardless of prior military, prior law enforcement, they leave this place being predictable to every other officer. Yes, they are getting more training and better training than when I went through the academy.
I'm just very grateful for having the opportunity with CBP and getting the training and experience that I have here. I'm really excited for the field and to get more experience there.
There are two things that really drive home in the last couple of years. Tactical medicine and active shooter. They go hand in hand.
This is very likely to be fatal. And our job, if feasible, is to not let that blood loss occur.
TACMED is very, very important because we need to be able to continue in the fight. We need to be able to fix ourselves, fix our body so we can control the situation, and then we can render aid to any innocent or first responder or even a suspect. Having that type of training builds the confidence in the trainees because they feel that they can control the situation better.
Perfect, right? Yeah. Good, seals all the way around.
The training that we receive here is really invaluable, and it can be used in almost any environment that we could be put into.
In case of emergencies, I have now first responder training. I feel like I can respond and help out.
I'm gonna pancake it pretty much.
They're teaching you stuff that we're gonna need to know when we get back to our ports. And I mean, we're gonna have to go back and apply everything we've learned here.
Right now, tourniquet, right leg, tourniquet, right leg. That's what I want.
Applying a tourniquet is one of the most invaluable lessons I believe we're taught here, because all the instructors have told us controlling that bleeding is one of the most important things as far as keeping someone conscious and keeping someone alive. Being able to properly apply a tourniquet to yourself or to somebody else and getting them that immediate medical attention is essential.
They can provide themselves and others first aid. They try to expose them to multiple scenarios as well.
This particular job can take you anywhere, domestically or overseas. You can be working in a seaport, a land border environment. You can be working in a cargo environment. I feel very prepared. The instructors have done a great job as far as making sure that we retain all the information.
We call these occlusive chest seals, but a lot of times we need to vent one of our chests.
Anybody can get hurt at any time. You're in a law enforcement position. If you're prepared and you have your IFAC and you're going after an active shooter, you feel confident in the training you have, you can save the life of yourself, save the life of someone else. And if you respond fast enough and efficiently enough, you can do really great things in this world.
Good to go, guys?
Our officers are trained to handle all sorts of different threats, whether it be an active shooter at or near a port of entry or a mass casualty event.
Man, shut up!
We create scenario-based training, so if they ever face a situation like that or similar, they already have some sort of experience.
We use lots of role players, lots of screaming, lots of fake blood on the ground. We try to give them a true life experience that they can't get anywhere else. Active shooter can happen anytime, any place, on or off duty.
Our response is to go in there in the situation, neutralize the active shooter, stop the killing of innocents, and after that, provide aid to people who are in danger.
Dispatch, we have an active shooter.
What we're trying to do is get our trainees to understand that every situation is going to be different. We always push them to their limits in a safe environment. This is a very controlled environment. They're going to have safe ways to approach an incident. We want to de-escalate as much as we can, but at the end of the day, they will be reasonable with utilizing force if it's necessary.
So you're running through the building and you have your adrenaline pumping and you have no idea what's going on, where shots are coming from. My head's racing and I'm trying to think, slow down, you got this. Walk with everybody else and you need to definitely just calm down and get yourself in check to clear each room.
We really try to make them explain what they did in the room. We're always working for perfection, but if they miss a little thing, you can always bring it up to debrief and say, hey, this is where we fell apart a little bit, let's work a little bit harder on that.
The more we know and the more we're able to react and respond to those situations, I think the better off we can be.
When you see the light come on and you see the students stack upright and as they're moving down the hallway and you see them coming in close and sticking together and moving without hesitation, it's really an amazing thing for an instructor.
The mock board of entry is where trainees practice everything they have learned.
You're close to that warrant, you can use your...
We have primary inspection area, simulating what they encounter at the airport. We have pedestrian area, simulating a land border. Vehicle primary lanes in the back. They come and do some non-intrusive inspections here.
We have role players as actual travelers with specific roles, and the trainees have the opportunity then to interact with those role players in a realistic environment. And it really represents the culmination of all the training that they've had.
Everything comes together at this place. Here is the closest thing they have to reality, so we get to experience how the officer is going to perform once they leave the academy.
That creates that realistic environment that replicates what they're going to see when they get back out to the field. The legal aspect is one of the most important things that we do.
We have to teach them about immigration law and about passengers' rights. We have to walk a very fine line and protect their rights as we conduct our inspections too.
We have to comply with standards. And it says up here, brief interference with possessory rights or interests are still subject to the Fourth Amendment. Sometimes call them detentions, okay? But detentions are still seizures.
I'm gonna refer to secondary. For what reason? Behavioral. He keeps looking all around, playing with his hands on the steering wheel. I think it's possibly a smuggler.
It really becomes the most important piece in the puzzle of using appropriate force, as determining the admissibility of a person, or anything else in those realms. The legal piece becomes very critical for us.
Proceed over to Secondary Officer Smith has some more questions for you.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Trainees have a chance to search bags, to search vehicles, and we can teach them the methodical way of doing that. We can actually replicate what real seizures were, and we can give them that opportunity to do that methodical search and find something that's actually secreted. By the time they get to the field, they've already experienced the work they're about to start doing in a real-life environment with real-life people.
Morning. How are you? Can I see your passport ticket and breakfast? All right, thank you very much.
What are you looking for right there?
I'm doing an imposter check to make sure the picture matches the person who's sitting in front.
It's not uncommon for a CBP officer to find a person with a fraudulent document, so we teach them those skills of how to identify those documents by incorporating the behavioral analysis, as well as the listening skills, as well as the interviewing skills. And we combine all those things in order to give them those tools to be able to determine if somebody is the legitimate holder of that document.
What's the first thing you do when you get a document? Imposter check, right? So I have to make sure that the person... Our trainees go through extensive document analysis training. The trainees are trained in imposter detection, where they get trained on facial features and how to detect an imposter as they compare a person to a document.
It may appear like the person's eye has changed, but the overall shape of that eye hasn't.
Right, we're really trying to build on the unscripted conversations that we need our officers to have, and to develop the ability to ask follow-on questions.
My daughter is having our first grandbaby.
Oh, how exciting. How long will you be here?
I'm hoping to be here up to a year.
And to determine why are they looking to come to the U.S. Is it for legal purposes, or is it for some criminal activity?
For 6 months.
Correct. So
We try to harness on their ability to continue to ask questions and to be inquisitive. We want them to be able to continue to ask follow-on questions and start to determine the legitimacy of someone's story.
You bring any commercial merchandise? Where are you gonna stay here? Where are you coming from? How far is that away from you? Doing a bachelor's? You have a ticket back?
As a CBP officer, that's really what our main job is.
What's wrong with that picture?
You don't have a ticket back from coming back to my house.
As part of their training here, officers go through extensive training in law because we want them to understand what their authority is while they respect the traveler's rights.
Invasive either. Seizures with a limited scope can be reasonable with lower levels of suspicion, and then seizures with a broad scope absolutely require higher levels of suspicion.
The mock port of entry is a critical piece in our toolbox here at the Academy. Not only do they focus on their interviewing skills, they focus on their behavioral detection, and they focus on their listening skills to understand what somebody is trying to tell them and what somebody is or isn't telling or trying to conceal.
Are you bringing back any fruits, vegetables, plant seeds, or insects with you today, sir? He keeps looking all around, playing with his hands on the steering wheel. I think it's possibly a smuggler.
And that creates that realistic environment that replicates what they're going to see when they get back out to the field.
We protect the American public from terrorist threats. We want to have our officers ready to protect us. That is why it is important that we train the manner we do. Focus. Because America's front line starts here.
Let's see if we remember a little bit about the importance about agriculture. How much money does ag generate, the industry itself, a year? $1 trillion, right? Right, so agriculture is a very important part of our economics, right? Our industry, our livelihood here in the United States. It's what we eat, it's our economics.
The agriculture specialist training is conducted both here and in Frederick, Maryland. While the CBP officers do agriculture-related training, the agriculture specialists also do CBP officer-related training.
The threats are so severe that we do need every CBP officer to have some agriculture training.
Sample of the larvae in here, in the case. But you can see the damage that the larvae actually causes to the tree. Burrows itself into the tree, cutting off all the nutrients to the tree.
There's all sorts of different pests and diseases that I had no idea come in through, like, say, the bottom of a ship, or even on the side of some of the cargo containers, and even people bringing fruits across the border that could have pests and just deplete our economy and our agriculture.
This little larvae can take down a whole tree.
I feel like it broadens your horizon on the laws that you're enforcing, because we have to enforce cargo laws, criminal laws, and agriculture, and it just makes you think about the larger picture when you think about stuff coming into our borders that can harm our natural resources or our crops or our food supply. When we learn about agriculture, it kind of just makes you think about how something so small can have such a large impact.
We all need food, so if something came in and destroyed our food supply, it could be just absolutely devastating for the country. That's what keeps us up at night, and that's what keeps us doing this job.
You want to make sure that nobody's bringing any of these pests or diseases in, and that just stems from the things that we learn here, what to look for, where to look on the passengers, what questions to ask them, just to ensure that you're not introducing new species and invasive species to the United States.
It's going to give you that situational awareness on what to look for and what to refer. If you come into this without knowing anything about agriculture, you have no idea what to look for in regards to nematodes or insects or pests that you've never heard of. So if you have that training that tells you these are in these crops, or these are in these fruits or vegetables or meat or animal products, the training will always have that in the back of your mind.
On behalf of the Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, we welcome you to the graduation of our newest U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers. We are honored to have you here today. Before the ceremony begins, we ask you to please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices so that they do not disrupt the ceremony. If you have small children in attendance with you today, there is a cry room available in the main auditorium next to the doors you entered from. All are welcome to use it so that loud noises do not distract from the ceremony. You are welcome to move around the auditorium and take photos, but please do not block the aisles. Please remain behind the last row of seats on the main floor of the auditorium. There will be numerous photo opportunities throughout the ceremony. However, we ask you to remain seated during the keynote speaker's remarks. Please like and follow the Academy's Facebook and Instagram accounts to see highlights from our training. We thank you again for being part of this momentous occasion. Enjoy the show.
In a few moments, the graduates and the ceremonial party will arrive, led by the commander of troops. We ask that you please stand at that time and remain standing for the arrival of the graduates, the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance. I would again ask you to please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices so they do not disrupt the ceremony, which will begin momentarily. Please stay clear of the aisle when they enter. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the graduates.
All uniformed personnel, attention! Worldwide, we hold the line with grit, we grind every time. Elite, precise, tried and true. We are the few, 712. On stage personnel, right face. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Partner, arms! On stage personnel, left face! All uniformed personnel, at ease!
Ladies, gentlemen, and graduates, please be seated. Good afternoon. My name is Shauna Otaki. I'm a branch chief with the CBP Field Operations Academy. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the on-stage ceremonial party. Henry DeBlock, Executive Director, Field Operations Academy. Daniel Matina, Acting Deputy Executive Director, International Operations and Advisory Directorate. Mark Nolden, Program Specialist, Training and Management Division, Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers. Diane Perez, Lead Session Supervisor. Jerry O'Regan, Session Supervisor. I will now turn the podium over to Executive Director DeBlock, who will introduce today's keynote speaker.
First and foremost, good afternoon. Really glad you could be here in person today. It's a special treat. Those that couldn't be here today, thank you for joining us on our live stream. And it is my great pleasure that I do introduce our keynote speaker. Mr. Daniel Mattina currently serves as the Acting Deputy Executive Director for the International Operations and Advisory Directorate within CBP's Office of Field Operations. In this capacity, he oversees the Department of Homeland Security's largest foreign deployment of personnel and services, operating in 115 distinct locations across 48 countries. Prior to his current position, Mr. Mattina held several key leadership positions, including Director, Strategy and Innovation Division, International Operations and Advisory Directorate, Assistant Director of Field Operations, Pre-Clearance Field Office, Director, Business Operations and Communications Division, CBP Headquarters, Director, Strategic Transformation Office, CBP Headquarters, Port Director at the Area Port of Washington Dulles, and Port Director in Derby Line, Vermont. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Acting Deputy Executive Director Dan Mattina to provide the keynote address for our graduating session.
Good afternoon. Congratulations, you made it. After 5 months of hard work and determination, you're about to enter the field and start doing the work you've been training to do. Thank you for making the choice to work at U.S. Customs and Border Protection's Office of Field Operations and serving as the guardians of our borders, worldwide holding the line and safeguarding our homeland. I also want to thank the families and friends who may be here with you today. While you made the choice to serve, they also sacrificed and dedicate a lot right alongside you, and we're deeply grateful for their love and support. In my current role as Deputy Executive Director within OFO's International Operations and Advisory Directorate, I'm constantly reminded of the importance and power of partnerships, teamwork, and leadership in getting a mission accomplished. To that end, I want to acknowledge and thank your class coordinators, Diane Perez, Jerry O'Regan, and Stacy Manzanillo, the squad leaders, the team leaders, the section leaders, and all others who assume leadership roles within your class. Additionally, thank you to the Academy's Executive Director and staff, mission support staff, trainers and instructors, cafeteria staff, everyone else who makes the Academy the Academy. It takes a team to get you where you need to be, and their collective dedication to your success and accomplishment of the CBP mission is to be commended. Walking across this stage in a few moments will have you joining the over 20,000 strong uniformed personnel in OFO, united and committed in safeguarding the homeland and protecting our borders against all threats. On Friday, we visited and reflected at the 9/11 Memorial here on campus. As a commitment to never forget, I'd like to relate a story from you from 9/11 that I personally often reflect on. On August 4th of 2001, a 25-year-old Saudi national by the name of Mohammed Al-Qahtani arrived in Orlando from Dubai. His forms were not filled out correctly, so he was referred to secondary for additional inspection and interview. In secondary, it was discovered he did not have a return ticket, did not have a hotel reservation, and his answers on where he was planning on visiting or staying were vague and evasive. He only had about $3,000 cash on him and had no credit cards. Frankly, it sounds like a routine intending immigrant without proper documentation case. You'll see this hundreds of times throughout your career. The officer conducting the inspection recalled Al-Qahtani's evasiveness in answering questions, the way he carried himself with a composed, almost military-like demeanor. Something in his gut told him there was more to the story than just an intending immigrant, but nonetheless, no additional information could be gathered in that encounter, so Al-Qahtani was simply refused entry and sent back to Dubai. On a Tuesday morning, a little over a month later, 9/11 occurred. 2 planes striking the World Trade Center's Tower 1 and Tower 2 in Lower Manhattan, another plane striking the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Each of those planes were hijacked by a group of 5 terrorists. A 4th plane, United 93, was hijacked as well. However, there were only 4 terrorists on board that flight. They were missing their 5th member of the group. See, a few weeks prior, their 5th member, Zacharias Moussaoui, was arrested and jailed in Minneapolis by the FBI and INS agents for possible connections to terrorism, as well as a violation of his immigration status, leading Al-Qaeda to try to find a replacement. Mohammed Al-Qahtani is often referred to as the 20th hijacker, one of the replacements called up by Al-Qaeda to take Moussaoui's place on United Flight 93. His refused entry in Orlando that day prevented him from joining as the 5th member of the group. And as a side note, to underscore Al-Qahtani's significance, Investigators later discovered that Mohammed Atta, one of the lead terrorists in the 9/11 attacks, was in the Orlando airport that very day waiting to pick him up. It's no coincidence that the only flight that day without a group of 5 was also the flight where passengers and crew were able to overpower the hijackers and crash the plane in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, thereby preventing them from reaching their intended target, believed to be the White House or the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Deservingly, credit goes to the secondary officer following his training and trusting his gut instincts and doing necessary to refusing al-Qahtani's entry into Orlando. However, al-Qahtani would not have been referred to secondary if not for the engaged primary officer who noticed incomplete forms and followed the port's procedure and made the secondary referral. That is how important this job is. One decision to admit or refer could literally change the course of history. The first few years of your career, you will likely be assigned to frontline operations, working primary operations. Depending upon your assigned location, you will see hundreds or even thousands of travelers per day, 99% of which are arriving with honest intentions, coming to the United States for business, pleasure, weddings, vacations, births, funerals, and graduations. However, like al-Qahtani, there are those who are solely intent on bringing harm to innocent people, disrupting our way of life, and to strike fear in the hearts and minds of our citizens. Even though we're now 25 years post 9/11, recent terrorism attacks in Michigan, Virginia, and Austin are just current evidence that the threat remains real. Never forget there are people working day in and day out, watching, plotting, and planning to disrupt our way of life, democracy, and security. I say that as a reminder to remain ever vigilant, resilient, and brave. The threats we face each and every day are ever evolving, from combating terrorism and counterintelligence to illicit drugs and fentanyl and other synthetics ravaging our communities, to the great powers competition in intellectual property rights and economic espionage, and deserve nothing less than serving with grit and grind every time. Protecting America 24/7 while also facilitating lawful and legitimate trade and travel can certainly be stressful at times, which is why CBP has prioritized investment in a multitude of wellness and resiliency programs such as peer support, chaplaincy, veteran support, and employee assistance programs. Utilize these programs. They are helpful and will help you navigate difficult and uncertain times. While your job can be stressful, it will also be immeasurably rewarding. As I've mentioned in my visits with the class, seeing how OFO has over 900 international positions and 115 duty locations across 48 different countries, you are embarking on a career where you will have a literal world of opportunities at your fingertips, where you can pursue the mission and your passion, pursue your passion and interest while also affecting the mission. And I'm truly excited to see where CBP takes you. As your class mentor, I feel it's incumbent upon me to offer you some parting words of wisdom or career advice. So here are 3 things that have always worked for me. First, find a mentor, either formal or informal. Once you get back to your port, you'll notice top performers and realistically not so top performers. Emulate those who are the port's superstars. Follow their guidance. Notice the way they interview travelers, review documents, research systems, and how they record exam findings. I'm a firm believer in muscle memory, so the more you practice and exercise doing things the right way, the more instinctual and natural you'll be in doing your job, which will likely make you the next mentor sought out by someone seeking a top performer to shadow. Second, when offered an opportunity, always say yes. When offered an opportunity for a challenging assignment or detail promotion, just say yes. First of all, realize you're being asked because someone already thinks that you'll be able to accomplish it, and also learn and grow from the experience. And second, no one is going to let you fail. If you encounter an issue or concern, of course, seek guidance, but you're not going to fail. If you fail, we all fail, and we don't fail. And if not for someone else offering me opportunities that weren't even on my radar. Opportunities can open so many doors to broadening your awareness to the breadth and scope of the CBP mission, but the key to that door is saying yes. And lastly, be professional. Always be professional. Throughout your career, you will encounter someone having one of the best days of your life. For example, someone fleeing a war-torn country with an immigrant visa packet. You will also encounter people who are probably having one of the worst days, like when you catch a drug smuggler or a person with a warrant. Always be professional. You are the few 712, but when wearing the uniform and badge, you represent all of CBP, so represent us well. You don't want someone's first impression of America to be the unprofessional and gruff border officer, so treat people the way you want your grandmother to be treated. Thank you for your commitment and sacrifices to our great nation. We are now stronger because of the skill sets and experiences and diversity of knowledge and backgrounds you bring to our mission and the agency. It was a pleasure and an honor to serve as your class mentor, and I look forward to serving alongside you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those encouraging words. Now for the presentation of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center Director's Leadership Award. Please welcome FLETC's representative, Program Specialist Mark Nolden. The Federal Law Enforcement Training Center Director's Leadership Award is a unique award in which the recipient is not selected by FLETC staff or FOA staff. Instead, the recipient is selected by their peers. Session 712 recipient is trainee Katie Sandoval. Thank you, Mr. Nolden. At this time, we will present the Field Operation Academy Achievement Awards. The awards will be presented by Acting Deputy Executive Director Matina and Executive Director DeBlock. The Field Operations Academy Executive Director recognizes the outstanding leadership of the section leaders in CBP Officer Basic Training Session 712. Your dedication, communication, and organizational skills, along with your willingness to serve, were exemplary. This achievement highlights your personal and professional excellence as a U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer, and your ability to unite the session is highly commendable, reflecting the Academy's high standards. Congratulations, trainees Scott Berardinelli and Alejandro Arque. The Field Operations Academy's Firearm Award is presented to the graduate with the highest score on the CBP course of fire, to include judgment pistol shooting. Congratulations, trainee Daniel Kolev. The Field Operations Academy's Academic Achievement Award is presented to the graduate with the highest overall scholastic average. With an achieved composite score of 95.5%, congratulations, trainee William Fung. Physical training is a key component of being a successful Customs and Border Protection officer. The Field Operations Academy's Physical Training Award is presented to the graduate with the highest average score of the Fitness Graduation Standard, Arrest Techniques, and Defensive Tactics. With an achieved composite score of 96.67%, congratulations, trainee Jaime Martinez, Jr. The Office of Training and Development's Outstanding Performance Award is presented to acknowledge the graduate in the session with the highest combined academics, firearms, and physical training scores. The scores are weighted with emphasis on academic achievement at 60% and an equal weight between firearms and physical training at 20% each. The minimum score to qualify for this award is 90%, with no failures or remedials in the different areas. With an achieved composite score of 95.17%, congratulations, trainee Christian Reyes. The Field Operation Academy Director's Award is presented to the individual who during training embodied and demonstrated the Field Operation Academy's guiding principles of pride, esprit de corps, professionalism, and integrity. Congratulations, trainee Alejandro Arque. Thank you, Executive Director DeBlock and Acting Deputy Executive Director Matina. For the presentation of the officers' badges and credentials, I will now turn the podium over to Lead Session Supervisor Diane Perez. Please hold your applause until the end. Thank you.
Right down the road, first and second row, attention! Right, right, forward, march!
Fahad Afzaal, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mark Andino, Miami, Florida. Jose Aranda, Hidalgo, Texas. Alejandro Arque, Miami, Florida. Scott Berardinelli, Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Jason Bradshaw, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Jesse Cárdenas, San Isidro, California. Teodoro Cárdenas Jr., Laredo, Texas.
Right side of the room, third row. Attention. Right, face. Hard, march.
Phoebe Chavez, Brownsville, Texas. Irenelis Colón Manso, Detroit, Michigan. Yuritsi Crawford, San Isidro, California. Joining Officer Crawford on stage is her father, Mr. Tyrone Crawford. Mr. Crawford is a retired Customs and Border Protection officer in San Diego, California, with 21 years of service. William Fung, Buffalo, New York. Ayadoya Garraway, Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Alexander Grant, Tecate, California. Joining Officer Grant on stage is his mentor, Mr. Anthony Raines. Mr. Raines is a retired Customs and Border Protection officer in Orlando, Florida, with 20 years of service.
Left side of the room, first and second row. Attention. Left, face. Hard, march.
Janelle Gutierrez, Hidalgo, Texas. Joining Officer Gutierrez on stage are her parents, Mr. Abelardo Gutierrez and Ms. Nelly Lopez. Mr. Gutierrez is a U.S. Border Patrol agent in McAllen, Texas, with 8 years of service. Ms. Lopez is a Customs and Border Protection officer in Hidalgo, Texas, with 2 years of service. Michael Gutierrez, San Diego, California. Gilberto Herrera, Nogales, Arizona. Joining Officer Herrera on stage is his sister, Miss Perla Herrera. Ms. Herrera is an agricultural specialist with Customs and Border Protection in Laredo, Texas, with 4 years of service. Sean Killian, Las Vegas, Nevada. Johanny Guzmán Gil, Hidalgo, Texas. Matthew Kim, Queens, New York. Daniel Kolev, Dulles, Virginia. Oscar López, Otay Mesa, California. Jifang Mo, San Francisco, California. Noel Ortiz, Las Vegas, Nevada. Christian Regis, Seattle, Washington. Joining Officer Regis on stage is his father, Mr. Leonardo Regis. Mr. Regis is a sergeant for Guam Police Department in Guam with 20 years of service. Merlin Reynoso, Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Saleh Salahli, San Isidro, California. Katie Sandoval, San Isidro, California. Tyler Sumter, Detroit, Michigan. Joining Officer Sumter on stage is his brother, Mr. Tim Sumter. Mr. Sumter is a police officer for Westland Police Department in Westland, Michigan, with 16 years of service. Javier Tovar, Las Vegas, Nevada. Christopher Tufo, Buffalo, New York. Brenda Vargas, San Luis, Arizona. Kaylan Wesco, Los Ángeles, California. Robert Weidrich, Detroit, Michigan. Joining Officer Weidrich on stage is his wife, Mrs. Caitlin Weidrich. Mrs. Weidrich is a police officer for the Novi Police Department in Novi, Michigan, with 10 years of service.
Please give a round of applause for the graduates. Graduates, please stand. Face the podium. Prepare for the oath of office to be administered by Executive Director DeBlock. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain silent during the oath of office.
Almost there. Up until this very moment, everything here has been a training simulated environment. You know, fake bad guys, fake guns, fake port of entry, and the oath you're about to take is what makes it all real. And the words you're about to repeat have profound meaning, so you're going to repeat them, but it's very important that you understand the significance of the oath, what it means to you, what it means to the general public, the Constitution, and our agency. So without further ado, I'm going to ask that you raise your right hands and repeat after me. I. State your names.
Mark Andino. Jose Aranda. Alejandro Arquette. Scott Gordonelli. Jason Bradshaw. Jesse Cardenas. Teodoro Cardenas. Stevie Chavez.
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations, CBP officers.
Officers, please be seated. Once again, I want to congratulate our newest U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers. Officers, you leave here today with a strong foundation for your new career as a CBP officer. Continue to grow and challenge yourselves as you have chosen a most dynamic career field in which there will always be new things to learn as we successfully accomplish our mission. And finally, be safe. Ladies, gentlemen, and officers, please stand.
All uniformed personnel, attention! Session, center, face! On-stage personnel, prepare to depart.